Hi there, welcome back. Okay, so we're going to get on with doing the gatehouse, and I don't have to tell you this, but this is, one of several takes because horrible things happened, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is go in here and click grow, and basically I want to get rid of all these polygons. So let's see, there, grow, and then just control backspace or delete or backspace or whatever. Delete, there we go. Now I'm going to do the same over here, because there's quite a lot of messy geometry going on here, and I'm going to delete that. Right, now we have additional verts that I need removing because we've got this curved roof which we don't need. So I'm going to go through there and do a quick backspace, and you notice that straightens the roof straight away. And then again here. Okay, and then drop back into perspective mode. And you can see there's loads of verts basically that we shouldn't have. So let's see if we can't clean these off as well. I'm just going to hit F3 so I can see all of them. There they are. Backspace. And just check we haven't lost any geometry by doing that. That's kind of important that we don't. Right, now you see these are kind of murder holes that were created in the modeling process. Now you may remember earlier we had murder holes and I decided not to utilize them, so I'm going to do the same again and not utilize them. So what I need to do is delete them. Just going to zoom in on this polygon here and its little buddies, and just, if you look, the one here is selected, so I'll just deselect that and just delete. And for this one there isn't even a single polygon on the inside, there's just lots of polygons, which is fine. I'll just delete that. And then I'm going to delete this. Okay, and that gives me a chance to cap these two giant areas. So there's one there, like that, and then there's an area here, like that. Okay, now these are going to need some quite major repairs shortly. Before we do though, let's get rid of these things on the roof. So I'm going to go into edge mode and backspace there. Now let's go around and make sure we haven't lost anything we need, and we haven't. So straight through there and do a cap. Okay, so that's our roof back on. Now what I want to do is actually change the way this looks a bit, because I don't think these side parts are actually wide enough for what I need. So I'm going to bring these across. And interestingly, in the recording process of the keep, I recorded how to make the actual gateway and then completely deleted it by mistake in the final version. So I'll probably rebuild that as well if I get the time. Okay, just go through here and pull this forward, and then hit F3 a minute. So what I want to do is grab this entire lot here and bring this up. Now you can see we've got all sorts of unnecessary verts here, so let's get rid of them. Go into perspective mode and see how we're doing so far. That looks okay. I can't see any missing geometry. Our windows are now over the top where they need to be, and these windows are completely broken, as they don't need to be. Let's just undo that, and I can see what the error is. There, now I can bring it all forward like that, and I'll do the roof raising again. Means I'm going to have to get rid of those verts on the roof again, but I want the window to be able to see over the top of that. There we go. Take that as well. There, and then in nice and close here, and backspace. Okay, perspective. Zoom out again. Now remember, this is all about fixing the broken topo that I actually created myself. So there's going to be quite a bit of repair work needed, I suspect. Sadly. Now if I go into Swift Loop, what I'm going to do is start drawing these in And I know this is going to give us a lot of verts. Sometimes it's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Okay, because this is the amount we need. And unfortunately, you see these ones here that I've just created. I'm going to need to scale these because they're not really very flat. So if I go into my scale tool, you'll notice this keeps moving all the way up to the top here. Just do that. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again on the other side, because really it's better to, you know, make sure I've got all the bits we need. There we go. Okay, and then do the same again. See, so that's flattened those out nicely. And then I'm going to take away this part because we don't need it. We're not going to see the bottom of the keep. We're not moles. There we are. So that gets rid of that part that we didn't need. Now, over here, I need to draw in some more edges. So if I use my swift loop again, if you look, it's not exactly building us the biggest edges in the entire world. So we're probably going to have to cut these in by hand, which is a shame. In fact, the only place it's letting us put them is here, which makes me suspect that perhaps this polygon isn't bound as well as I hoped. No, it is. It's just not very good. Okay, but what I'm going to do instead is do my swift loop this way. Okay, so it goes straight along the top, like that, and then one there, like that. And that means I can now basically focus on these windows. Now I need to do a swift loop here, maybe one here, and again. Obviously you'll notice the indentations for our windows are now gone, which is a problem, so I aim to try and bring them back in just a moment. So got rid of that extra polygon out of nowhere. I'm going to get rid of these now. You'll see this big polygon here, it's also being a bloody nuisance. Okay, now what I'm going to do is adjust the verts using target weld. I don't have to do it this way, there's a number of ways I can do it. I've just chosen to do it this way. Let's get our geometry kind of lined up. And there. Okay, now back to these ones. Remember, I don't like doing cuts. It breaks the flow, in my opinion, of my tutorial. So if you are feeling, well, this is a bit repetitive, then that's good. At least it means that, you know, you probably know what I'm going to do next and can carry out the activity yourself. It's all about repetition to understand. And, you know, I could do the same thing really by taking some verts and just showing you how to weld them to some other verts on a plane. The whole idea is that you've got something pretty to look at whilst I'm showing you. Okay, now, got some cuts I need to make down here. So I'm going to go start putting my cuts in directly. They're not going to be the cleanest cuts in the world. They'll be okay. Straight down here. Like this. I believe the back of this is actually a lot tidier than the front is, thankfully. So I might be able to get away with less polygons on that. And I know that these aren't especially straight. You can probably spend more time or go in ortho mode or whatever. Okay, I'm just trying to get the job done. The problem is if they're not especially straight and we're kind of breaking this up into lots and lots of separate parts of the UV map, then it's going to be very hard to get the bricks to kind of line up. We're not going to have that problem, but we would. Okay, that looks good. See this corner here? We can get around that by just driving that to there. And we can do the same again if we just go in here. So I grab this, go there. Didn't work that time, so that's because this has been separated out, you see, into a couple of different polygons. So I can just cut this one instead. No, it doesn't want to do that either. What does it want to do exactly? Well, it'll do that, so there you go. And now I can get rid of this vert. She's good enough as far as I'm concerned. Right, now, same as before on the other side, we're going to do our cuts down here. And like I say, this is all important preparation we have to do before we go anywhere with our model. So, it needs real geometry. We can't just get away with the kind of faux geometry we created earlier. I know this seems kind of counterintuitive to what we've been doing because we created it with so few polygons, but the thing is 3ds Max automatically generates all the triangles and the exporters. Some exporters don't even see them if they're not proper, so that's something that we always have to kind of pay attention to. And I mean, we're not even touching the, you know, tip of the iceberg here. We've got lots and lots more polygons that we have to create technically from here to here, all the way across. Because these are all polys. And again here. And yes, it's going to take a while. It's just the way it is. Even across here. To be honest, it may have just been faster and quicker and easier just rebuilding the entire keep. But sometimes it's good to look at, you know, places that mistakes have been made and how they can be fixed. There we go. Just pull that back and have a good look. There, see, that's more or less right. Now here, where this is, I'll just bring that to there. And let's see, we got this. We can just bring that down and then bring this down to here. And that to there. Mostly cut our corners off there. Just do it whichever way you want to. Right. I'm going to go around this side because we've got to do the same thing again. Bad luck. So this time, let's see. Cut tool. Like so, and then like so, and then like so, etc, etc, etc. Okay, now, there is another option we have here, actually, funnily enough, for the newer versions of 3ds Max, which is quadrify mesh. And what this will do is attempt to actually build quads into our mesh as logically as it can, with the only kind of parameters being that we can change the size of the quads. Yeah? So we can do it that way, but you're still going to need to do, you know, quite a bit of repair work. So there we go, I'll just slip that to 4, and you can kind of see what I mean. Now, you can use that method if you want. I've kind of shown you how we go about doing it that way, so let's just use the destroy mesh unnecessarily function that I've just detailed. So I'll just cap that. Remember, we can't cap the bottom, so I'll just bridge it instead. There. And then I can cap this bit. And we're still going to have to clean up even if we just use a quadrify, so watch. Helps if I press the right button, doesn't it? Okay, so look, you can kind of see, well, what's that? You see, it needs some guides. It needs to know exactly what it is really that you want to do. So if we actually help it a little bit first, before we stick the quadrify tool set on it and start ruining our model, then yeah, it's going to make it a bit easier. It's going to do a nicer job. Quadrify should not be used under any circumstances on its own, because No matter what the help file tells you, it's not going to be your friend. It's going to do things to your model that you wouldn't wish upon your worstest enemy ever. Just dragging these down. Like I say, we're just kind of filling these in now. Because 3ds Max doesn't have a bloody clue what this is. When you mash quadrify, it doesn't go, oh wait, this is a castle. Right, castle, I know how that should be. Walls. No. What Max does is it goes herf derf. Okay, it's the equivalent of like the dumb kid on the beach stuffing ice cream down the front of his shorts. And then it just sticks quads everywhere. No real sense to it. It's like giving your retarded little brother a jigsaw, you know, with no picture on it and saying, just go for it, little guy. Let's see what you come up with. And then, you know, whacking the crap out of him because he's made a mess. Let's pull these cuts down from the top here as well. Okay. Like I say, the more guides we have, the better. And if necessary, you know, not having to actually use the quadrify tool would be even better, let's be honest. But frankly, I'm all about trying to find ways of making everyone's job easier. Let's see what quadrify does this time. Well, you can see it's made less mess here now. Yeah, we have like these mad looking quads and things going on. But this still isn't nice, and that really isn't nice there, yeah? So let's tidy up this one. Best thing to do here would be, if I just take this and select here, I can then hide this. Okay, just hide selected, which makes things considerably easier for everybody. Because now what I can do is start, you know, cutting this shape. Like that, and then across. I got quite an endearing image there of some stupid kid sitting on a beach stuffing ice cream down the front of his pants, by the way. And I hope you've got that stuck in your head too. Whenever you think of unwrapping, I want you to think of that image. Or rather, when you think of the quadrify menu anyway. Well, modifier. You know what I mean. Just imagine Pedro del Toro laughing away with you. Like that. Right, what I can do to make this job a little bit easier here is just go from here to here and just use the connect tool and basically just keep going until I've got enough segments, in my opinion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, needs one more, 8, see, done, tick. And well, another one from here would have been helpful, now I think about it. There we go. And then what I can do is delete that, control select this, go here, deselect that, and I should be able to bridge it. There we go. See, it's like genius stuff, mate. Genius stuff. Now then, over here, I'll just do a quick cut from there to there, and then select this one and this one, and do a quick connect, and then select here, and same as before, let's deselect that one and bridge. Saves us a little bit of time. By a little bit of time I mean lots and lots of time. Now some cuts. Let's see, yeah, through this one will do. So what I'm going to do is grab here and here. Would have been useful if it came all the way across here, to be honest. However, I think I'll just have to do it manually, so cutting. It depends on how visible you want this piece as well. I mean, technically if there isn't going to be anyone up here, maybe you might want to remove this back piece, whereas if this is going to feature heavily in your PvP tournament area, where you want, you know, people shooting the living shit out of each other, then if this is a place where someone's going to hide, great. That is what this shall then be used for. I must admit, having something for people to hide behind is always a really good thing in any PvP game. Right, let's go back to there, spin it round, and then all the way across. And then there. And there. And I mean, this is 20 minutes now of me building polygons on a model, where you're probably thinking, does he need to do that? Yeah, I do. I really wouldn't be doing this if I didn't need to. Don't imagine for a second I want to do more stuff than I have to. I want this to be done. I want thousands of people to be buying it, you know, so I can buy real food that doesn't come in boxes marked not suitable for humans. Buy my children presents for Christmas that aren't just bricks, you know, so I want this done. There we go. Bring all those across. And then this one, well, this needs to come all the way down to here. It's kind of useful being able to do that. The cut tool didn't used to be that responsive, incidentally. The cut tool used to tell you very rude words and tell you what to do with your own mother. There we go. Lovely. This front part here, needless to say, also needs cutting. Will the humanity never end? Basically, this is the equivalent of taking your lovely picture you've drawn, right? So imagine you've drawn some really nice picture you liked, even if you drew it quickly, so a sketch even. And then you just repeatedly draw moustaches on it, because the piece of software you need to pass it on to, called Moustache Lover 3.0, demands that you have moustaches on it, even if you don't like moustaches, and find people who have them to be obvious, you know, Jimmy Savile-like people. Right, let's have a look at that. Nearly there. In case you can't see, we also need some going across there. Yes, we do. So cut. Shouldn't have cut there, because that makes no sense. There instead. Straight back, and then to there. Wow, look how many polygons we've created. There's so many. Okay, now we can go to... should be able to unhide all if I go select by poly. Okay, so there's our original pieces. And as you can see, things ain't good. We're going to have to put some polygons in. So... oh yeah, we could do with running a polygon edge cut thing straight to that corner as well. By the way, if you're wondering how I can talk this much, how most of it could be complete nonsense, years of practice, seriously. Just, you know, try yourself sometime. It's exactly as annoying as you probably imagine. Okay, select that one and just get rid of it. Right then. So this part here, and then onto the roof. Marvellous. And this bit too. So what I'm going to do is go here, here. If you look, we are missing an edge. So it's probably just as well I've gone over this. Christ knows what happened to it. It was probably just, you know, some relentless thing happened to it. Let's move these into the corners. I'm quite curious to see what would happen if I was to just run a... I'll use a target world here. I want a quadrify on this at the moment. Just how inappropriate it would look. Because if it looks even remotely decent, then, you know, I'm going to say, oh, look at that, that's exactly what I meant it to do. Yeah, look at me, I'm dead clever. And then stop work. And weep to myself. Right, let's see. There's another missing one. See that? That shouldn't be missing, no matter how cool and MC-esher it may look. Also, see that? That isn't good either. Why is there a polygon there? We do not know. Now we know there is another missing edge. Let's put it back where it belongs. Okay, those are all fine. There's another extra vert there. Get rid of that. Okay, and then the back of this. Do I want the back of this? Probably not. It's just more crap to texture. There we are. And delete that too. Okay. So let's take a bold step here and see what Quadrify is going to make us do. Ooh, that's exactly how I meant it to come out. Thank heavens for that. What a great, great model. No, seriously, that's entertaining if nothing else. You'll notice, incidentally, the larger the percentage, the less it quadrifies. So 3, you're going to have more quads in than 4, see? And I'm going to have 4 as my quads. That's not too bad. Yes, sod it, I'm going to have that, that'll do. Okay, but we don't have a door. Oh no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cut like a door shape into this, which will come in handy for us later down the line, because what I can do is, I'll just scale this wider here. I could then either build a door asset on top of it, or just use a BSP to model the inside of this, you know, whichever's cooler and more helpful. So if I delete that, and then grab these parts, like that, then hold shift and just drag it back like that. Then I can use my scale tool. Okay, this gives us access to, well, just unrivaled awesome, really. We can drive it straight into an interior of the castle built entirely out of BSPs. So, hooray, and hooray for everything. Okay, so, first things first, I need to save this. I need to stop my recording and start a new part. So once I've done that, I'll see you in the next bit. Until then, TTFN.